Hey, I'm Liv, and look at this cool game I found the other day. Yes, it is a hidden object game. But look at it. The whole Redrum aesthetic is so weird, I just had to check it out. Now, apparently this is an iPad port. Do devs think you can download games on your phone through Steam? Seriously, why is this so common? And the only way to buy the full version is the dev's website? Yeah, I'm not putting my credit card info there. Let's just stick to the iPad version. If you wanna check the games out for yourself, links are in the description, let's go. So, the story is told through these journal pages. Riveting, I know. Our villain is the evil doctor Sigmund Fraud, and his newest target is Rose. Rose. Her name is Rose. Her dad's rich, parents are getting divorced. It's the perfect opportunity to convince the dad that she's crazy, needs 24/7 care, a lot of meds, and then just pocket all the money. We then get a snippet of Rose's diary. They said Dr. Fraud is a nice man, but I don't like him. He gave me a shot and it hurt so bad and everything turned scary. Okay, how old is Rose supposed to be? Because she writes like an 8-year-old. But she looks 15, and apparently she doesn't have any intellectual disabilities. If she did, Dr. Fraud would make the most out of it. So, what's going on? Anyways, she sees ghosts. That's why her dad accepted to commit her to a facility run by this guy. She just wants to talk to and help her friends, but Dad says she can't leave while she's still talking about them. We then get another diary, that of Rose's uncle, Detective Blackwood probably. That name is stupid common in horror games and horror stories, right? He's suspicious of Dr. Fraud and swears to bring justice to him. But priorities. He has to get Rose out of the asylum. We then get a newspaper article. Billionaire found dead. The 87-year-old had just married a 24-year-old model, but he drowned in the bathtub during their honeymoon. Oh no! And then, hey, hidden object games are good for when your brain needs a break. We then get an update from Detective Blackwood. He's also the one investigating the billionaire case. I really love that transition into Rose's head. Sure, it could be something more than just rectangle, but I still like it. Here, Dr. Fraud is trying to doctor Rose's blood samples, so we have to get rid of the germs. Germs is such a childish word. But yeah, there's some variety to the minigames here. In this one, we have to find the camouflaged germs in the picture. Dr. Fraud is stumped at the clear blood samples. Well, on to plan, convince parents that child is schizophrenic, lobotomize her, profit. Then on Rose's diary, she says she has a new friend, an old man who's sad because of cyanide grapes. So this is the third hidden object variation. We get an image and have to find the sections highlighted below. This is probably the worst of the minigames, to be honest. We now get an update from Detective Blackwood after visiting Rose in the asylum. He still thinks Dr. Fraud is a scammer, but Rose seems stuck in a trance, repeating the words cyanide vines over and over. And the detective actually makes the connection that maybe this is related to the murder he's investigating. And now we get the last hidden object minigame variation, night vision goggles. We get the silhouettes of the objects below and then have to find them. And we now actually get an email from Detective Blackwood to Rose's mother, admitting that he had always been led by logic, but he's starting to question it all because of his visit to his niece. It also seems like Mom isn't allowed to visit her daughter for some reason. Another journal entry by Rose. She says that the old grape man thanked her for pointing Uncle to that basement, and said that dreams are like puzzles. They allow us to see and realize stuff we wouldn't while awake. Rose should never be scared of dreams. She should remain calm and dismantle them like a puzzle, and maybe discover something important in the process. We now get the worst puzzle of the bunch, but the hexagons actually make it a bit easier, and I like the illustration, so not too bad. And, with the help of the ingenious Rose, Detective Blackwood has been able to crack the case. The most obvious case of the 21st century, but hey. He decides to just chalk it all up to an anonymous tip. I always love the whole "can't reveal my sources" thing. Like, it's just so cool that that's a code that basically no one questions. After another clicking section, the mystery is solved. The model had poisoned a certain cask of wine, and Rose's uncle is actually called Ravenwood. I think I might have played straight into their joke here, with my comment about Blackwood being such a common name in video games. Well done, Redrum, well done. The old man says goodbye to Rose. He's going to a place far away now, where he can rest. Rose is happy for him, but also sad that her friend is going away. So from now on, I'm just gonna skip the cases. They're all in the same cheesy, obvious vein. Let's just stick to the cool visuals and the main story from now on. Really like how this looks. Here we see an email from Rose's mom to Rose's dad. She tries to remind him of the good times, how everything seemed possible back then, and how her grandma used to have visions and then they would come true. She needs him to be open to this idea. She wants to see Rose again. Her ex-husband's response is less than ideal. He's convinced that Rose is very, very sick and that the visions are just BS and that no, she won't be allowed to see her daughter for now. This visual would be pretty cool if we hadn't seen this girl already. This one is really funny to me because yeah, it's a hidden object game. There's a lot of things that don't really go together. But this skull on the piano just sticks out like a sore thumb for some reason. The next email from Rose's mom is surprisingly graceful. She understands that the dad is only doing what he thinks is best for his daughter, and that's also what she's gonna do. She's booked an appointment for a different kind of doctor to go see Rose and nurture her gifts. Acupuncture? Are you insane? Yes, this is a goofy-ass game, but I love how both the parents aren't really concerned with what's best for Rose. I mean, they are, but to me it's clear that this is more a battlefield to prove who's right than a genuine attempt at helping their daughter. We see the situation from the outside, so we know that the mom is in fact right, but like, what child is gonna be hip hip hooraying at the idea of acupuncture? Dr. Fraud's shots don't last a full hour of needle to skin at the very least. And now Rose is terrified, and I really like this medical mannequin we got to the left here. And ooh, this X-ray one also looks really cool. We then get an update from Dr. Fraud. He's been showing Rose's diary to her dad, which detail her friendship with the ghosts. He needs very little else to be convinced that the doctor's shots are absolutely necessary. Though there's still the matter of Detective Ravenwood. It's high time Fraud does something about his access to Rose. Okay, I was not expecting this game to have like actual creepy imagery. Slay! So yeah, Ravenwood's access to Rose has been revoked. He'll think of something to help her, but right now his hands are tied by the legal system. Really like how this paintbrush one looks. Then there's an email from Dad, and for the first time, he seems distressed, second-guessing himself. He apologizes for the detective's access being denied, but Dr. Fraud said that he was only encouraging Rose's schizophrenia. I mean, look at all his credentials. They should trust him, right? So, let's just read this journal entry. Very peculiar. I suppose it was the wind. It's just that. No. There's no way that bird could have... I'm really starting to lose my mind here. It's enough to believe Rose is channeling help from the spirit world, but now, message delivered by this crow. Yet here it is. A page from Rose's diary. Another clue. Coagulating ink. What does that mean? Okay, so I guess Rose can control animals now? We then go back to Mom. She's now suspicious of Dr. Fraud and is gonna hire a professional psychic to contact her daughter. Oh, Jesus Christ. How did this woman even manage to get married to Dad? It seems like she has absolutely no idea what to say and what not to say. Rose's ghost friend tells her that her mom's hired a charlatan psychic to talk to her, and reminds her to leave another page of her diary out for her crow friend to take. I appreciate that the uncle's like, you know what? If I've gone mad, whatever, the crow's feeding me intel, sure. Rose's ghost friend then tells her something that builds on the parents' relationship. That they're playing their own game, and if either one of them wins, everyone else will lose. Wow, now that's a puzzle. By this point in the story, Rose is feeling extremely isolated, not having seen anyone but Dr. Fraud in who knows how long. Well, aside from her ghost friends, who she's still determined to help. Okay, the handprints make this look kinda cheap, but I really think that a more polished Rose reflection on chrome would look sick. The latest of Rose's friends tell her that she can hone her abilities even further, learning how to have a meeting of minds in her sleep. Then she wouldn't even need a phone or computer to talk to anyone. Ooh, fire! I'm not a huge fan of roses. I think there are many flowers that are much more beautiful, but I have to admit that rose plus fire is kind of an unmatched combo. Oh, no, yeah, this one looks really bad. The latest of Rose's friends tell her that Dr. Fraud is playing the biggest game of all, and if she wins, she gets to leave this place. And of course Dr. Fraud reads that. What's this? The child writes of me in her diary as if it were some kind of game? Playing with fire is going to get her burned. A game? Indeed, my child. And perhaps now is the time for my victory by checkmate. The hour of my masterpiece draws near. Now I shall have the talk with the father. Not much rehearsal needed. I've had ample practice. Such a performance is truly a work of art. He will be lucky to witness it. I shall summon tears and we will cry together arm in arm when I tell him what we must do. Lobotomy. My favorite procedure. No way to get deeper into a subject's thoughts than to actually have my fingers inside their brains. Oh, the chills that run through me as I anticipate the ecstasy of the moment. They can all rest assured. I shall personally tear out all the bad thoughts with my very own hands. Well, Rose's dad has authorized the lobotomy. Sorry, crazy ex-wife. But the ghost is still around for some sage advice. I should never use my gift to hurt a good person, but I shouldn't be afraid to use it to help fix a bad person. I absolutely love when kids simplify and reason the stuff that they must do or that they want to do. Detective Ravenwood is now aware of the situation, and he would snap Dr. Fraud's neck, if not for the dreams he's been getting. Rose doesn't want him harmed for some reason. He decides to follow her lead and focus on the current case for now. Then, from Rose's diary, practice makes perfect. That's what they all said. My friends look very excited. They said it's almost time to open my birthday present. I said it's not even close to my birthday. They looked at each other and someone said the gift is for my spiritual awakening. I really don't know what that means. They smiled and told me to think of it as a pair of ruby slippers. They are too big right now, but tonight they will fit perfectly. They said I've been doing such a great job solving puzzles. So good that now I'm ready to make up new games of my own, and I can invite whoever I want. They told me the time is finally right. With all this practice, now I'm strong enough to play my own head game. I can even rearrange the puzzle pieces however I want. I can't wait to play with someone. All I have to do is visit their mind inside of a dream. But whose head should I visit? Tonight, when I dream, I will play with Dr. Fraud. From the desk of Dr. Sigmund Fraud. I shall hardly sleep tonight. Once again, it is almost time to conduct the surgery. A symphony, my masterpiece. Tomorrow, the lobotomy. Alone, when my fingertips finally touch that soft tissue, my whole body will know ecstasy. Slowly tracing those delicate folds, wet, vulnerable, and she lying there, trusting, helpless, her frail mind in the mercy of my hands. Slowly, firmly, my fingers sliding, penetrating deep inside her skull, until her entire brain is in my firm clutch. Then, as a vice, my grip, wrenching tighter until those supple wrinkles nearly burst. Choked in my straining fist, the pulse of blood clamped off. With every throttled heartbeat, in that strangled omelette of nerves, I devour her psyche, electrified through my hands, a full assimilation of her soul, her essence. I leave only the shell, another zombie, but now I must relax, prepare, rejuvenate, sleep. Property of Detective Ravenwood. A new day begins with a new riddle. Impossible. How did Rose do it? But it's true. Dr. Fraud has turned himself in. He waits for me even now, in custody down at the station. He's going to write a letter for me. Has everything really come together at last? Is it over? That diary. Wow, that was a lot of fun! I played 2 different games. The first game was with all my new friends. They were very happy the puzzle was solved. And I understand, they have to go away, but they are happy, so I will be happy for them too. I've got to remember all those happy smiles. I played the other game with Dr. Fraud, but it didn't look like he was having any fun. I think my game gave him a big headache. I saw something dripping from his ears. Maybe that's okay, because I didn't have any fun playing his game. His game always hurt me. I think he should go see Uncle now. I want him to write a nice letter to apologize to everybody else who was hurt by his game. Daily Dread. Extra. Psychotherapist. Dr. Sigmund Freud was arrested when details from his journal revealed decades of horrors. Responding to rumors that the journal was delivered by a raven, the mayor laughed. "You mean Detective Ravenwood?" "I was working on the casino case," said the detective, when I got word he was waiting for me back at the station. He surrendered peacefully, adding one last journal entry in front of me, a full confession. I think his own words say it best. After examination by professionals, the doctor was deemed to be a homicidal psychopath. He will be confined to the asylum, where he will receive antipsychotic injections. From the desk of Dr. Sigmund Freud. Full confession. The time has come. The world must know my genius. I, Dr. Sigmund Freud, being of sound mind and body, do hereby freely confess to the following. For decades, I have preyed on lesser beings for money and power. I used my stature as a prominent children's psychiatrist to milk endless sums of money from helpless families with nowhere else to turn. I have enjoyed this clever trickery at every instance. I consider the money a fitting fee for those who allowed their own deception, but my highest pleasure has been accepting the lambs they willfully brought to my altar. Lesser men cannot fathom the essence of an innocent mind. While choking the brains of my prey, I devoured the very core of their life force, to invigorate and revitalize my own soul. Now I am transcendent, a titan amongst mere mortals. And that was Redrum, that diary. There's not a lot to say about it. It's a fun, short little game. I really love the aesthetic. Wish more games would go for that. And we have another one to cover. A hopefully weirder and less repetitive installment. Redrum, Time Lies. Daily Dread. Psycho Doctor Set Free. Famous psychiatrist Dr. Sigmund Freud was set free following a successful treatment. He had been remanded to the care of his own asylum following a criminal investigation where he was diagnosed clinically insane. Lauding the success of his antipsychotic serum, Nightmare, Dr. Freud dismissed himself from the press conference, chiming, "Time flies. I must get back to work. My patients are waiting." Okay, so we get up with no further complications, and then we're here, at the asylum. It's clear that Time Lies is a major step up from that diary already, but let's see exactly what this game has in store for us. We start with a very easy puzzle just to ease us into the hidden object mindset. collect the bones of his victims to find a way out of Dr. Fraud's office. Putting them all together, we actually get an item, the skeleton key. On the table here, we get a wrench, and we can see several things around the office that we can't really do anything about just yet. These 2 roses, an empty space on the shelf, a cage that's about to fall down, and this blocked doorway. We also find Dr. Fraud's diary. Dear Rose, you slipped through my fingers, bid my time, make good use of the DNA left behind? He thinks he bested me, bid me time to perfect my master plan. He'll spring my trap and I'll devour his soul. Get well! My patients aren't much to look at after their treatment, but their minds are very busy indeed. So busy that I must provide my own special Get Well cards to keep their imagination focused in the nightmare realm, long enough to slowly siphon off their souls. With a little help from my nightmare serum, I am literally scaring the life out of them. The mortals will never understand. It beats on its own down below. Turning back the clock is the path to eternity, and Rose powers it. She doesn't know her power. Training will be my apprentice. Yo, what the fuck is going on? Oh, finally some good news. Seems like our crow friend has been bothering Dr. Fraud for some time now. And some tips on what to do with the various interactable areas. Fantastic! Let's use the skeleton key here and see what lies ahead. Rose, what are you doing back here in the asylum? I followed your tire tracks, Uncle. You drive like a crazy person. Okay, Rose the marathon runner. Anyways, she tells us that we must save Dr. Fraud's victims from this place, so charge! Our girlfriend brings us a syringe with some mysterious substance in there. Thank you so much! Walking further into the asylum, we see closed doors with spaces for clocks or skulls, and newspaper articles glued to posts, giving the backstory on what happened to those patients. I'm just gonna skip those if that's okay. Creating intriguing mysteries isn't exactly Redrum's strong suit. We then enter the room of a yoga instructor and... Ooh, I like the thematic camouflaged puzzle. So we get stuff from solving the puzzles, and those things are needed for us to save the patients. Got it. There's also this doll we gotta stab with a syringe. Maybe 3. And I really like how the patient twitches in this zoomed in screen. And then we get the Find the Hexagons comeback. Wow! That's a cool way to change things up. Yes, it also makes the puzzle way easier, but hey, it's cool to look at. And seems like we need a chakra to fix this one. Oh, another syringe! Thank you, Crow. Entering another patient room. Again, love the twitching detail. But I kinda dislike these initial puzzles. Like, I don't know, finding the exact piece of plastic highlighted in the bottom here is kinda boring, but yeah. But after we're done with that... Okay, got it. We have to drag lines and columns all together in order to put the image back together. Honestly, it looks harder than it actually is. Finishing it, we get yet another syringe, and can see the other wing we need. But the bees won't let us take it, we need something to drive them away. I love how the aesthetic in this second installment is more aesthetically cohesive. Well, the bunny's kinda rabid, so we won't be able to get that tool for now. And here we get that chakra, one step closer to saving our first patient. While we're here, we stab this doll a couple more times and get to take her with us. Bringing her to this little girl, we get Rose's diary, which you can stick into the shelf, and that opens up a new area for us. Here we can see this eye stabbing device, but apparently this face isn't what it's looking for. And we can also inject ourselves with a full dose of Dr. Fraud's Nightmare Serum. What could go wrong? Yeah, and we can just do that ad infinitum, by the way. Poor Rose. Entering yet another patient room. Oh my, they just get worse and worse, I guess. Really like how these portraits all look here. And from it, we get an eyeball. Perfect. Looking at it now, that face we have fits in perfectly here. And as a reward for bringing it home, we get some mustard gas. We'll finally be able to grab that second wing. This patient's other puzzle is like an actual puzzle, like jigsaw puzzle. I really like putting these together even if the digital ones take a while, harder to sort and everything. Our crow friend brings us a dial, and then we use the mustard gas on the bees and finally grab the second wing. Yay! I love helping people! With that brick we got, we can grab this glass ball in Fraud's office, allowing us to grab this rose. So this is mostly how we get the clocks and skulls to open the patient's doors. Give a rose to the well and it gives us a key. So yeah, we've been through almost every gameplay aspect here. This is what you do. Solve a puzzle, grab an item, take it somewhere else, grab another item, get a rose, get a key to another room, repeat. From now on, I'll just focus on the visuals and on any changes that occur. I like this watching TV one. This Dr. Fraud as the TV savior looks way too symbolic to be in a game where the villain's called Dr. Sigmund Fraud. Our crow friend brings us pieces of a painting for us to put back together, and I have to admit, I like these parodies of famous works of art. I also like this casino, golf, mosquito illustration, very wacky. Sometimes these games just focus on the Where's Waldo aspect and forget to also go batshit insane with the visuals. I can appreciate this. Here we get a new type of puzzle. To put the image back together by switching their places, one by one. This is not my favorite. I also never managed to figure out what the yellow and green lines here represent. Again, way too much symbolism for this game. Ooh, I also think that's an interesting way to warp the image. And the commitment to trying to make a somewhat serious illustration featuring Chef Fraud is something I can respect. And oh, I'm not having fun anymore. Does this look like fun to you? Yeah, exactly. I really like how the patient designs really seem to progress. Like, Dr. Fraud has to hook them up to more and more machines to keep them alive and having nightmares. I love this touch. Oh, I really like this one. Having the focus of the image be relatively clean, but then it's the cluttered frame you have to focus on. That's a nice challenge. Oh, I am not having fun here. Thank God for skip puzzle buttons. Which, by the way, we don't even get anything for solving this one. It's just a menacing Dr. Fraud message. This is awful. Work, work, and work just to see your ugly face again? I love that Dr. Fraud has yaoi hands here. Ooh, look at this one. They're probably so messed up we're not even allowed to see their face. I really fuck with the evil babies here. Oh hell no. I am not solving that. Love this one. Very Dr. Fives-esque. Oh no. Well, might as well try to solve it while the skip puzzle button charges. Okay, wait. I got it. I got it. Okay, no, I don't think I got it. Something else I don't got is the patience to move all the squares a single space down, because I had no idea what was going on with the border ones when I started putting it all together. This syringe girl has potential. Maybe if there was more stuff going on other than a hand and a futuristic manner. Oh god, this jigsaw puzzle. It took me so long. It's giving me flashbacks just by writing the script. We eventually, after saving numerous patients, reach a room that's different. Uncle, she looks like she could be my sister, but I'm a lonely child. So this is what Dr. Fraud has been up to. He cloned you. She looks like she's suffering. Maybe we can save her? Okay, so that escalated quickly. In the first game, Fraud was just a charlatan's shrink. But somehow, while in prison, he became like an evil scientist. Stay tuned for the next Red Room, where he somehow turns into an eldritch being.
Okay, I can't do that.
Solving all of Clone Rose's puzzles, we get the usual "you save the patient" screen. But then... Sweet dreams, dear sister. Rose, no! Oh? Oh my god, what is Rose gonna do to save Uncle? So, as I put this jigsaw puzzle together, let's talk about the creative decision here. I understand that this is the very last challenge the game has to offer, so they're giving us the hardest puzzles one after the other. And I don't mind spending 10 minutes putting passed out Uncle together, because I like jigsaw puzzles. But I think I made it pretty clear that I don't like some of the other puzzles here. And this just, like, as goofy as Redrum is, this is still the climax of the game. It's not a good idea to slow it to a crawl with the final puzzles, you know? Anyways. Oh no! We make our way down to the evil lab and another jigsaw puzzle. Weird choice, but hey, I'm not complaining. Oh no, Uncle's been lobotomized.
Okay, I can't do that.
Okay, I can't do that.
Girl, what? Stop giving me puzzles, it's the end of the game! I'll come back to save you, Uncle, I promise! The end. For now. But no, yeah, that's the end. Time Lies came out in 2018, so I don't think we'll ever save Uncle. Kinda looked like he was beyond that, you know. But it was really fun to go through this series. It was stupid and it looked cool, and that's enough for me. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah, and I'll make more videos if an anvil doesn't fall on my head. Bye!